does anyone who is a victim of sexual harassment prove this if there's no physical or visual proof?
So firstly, they need to report it. So I would report, as an example, last Saturday night or whatever, Georgie said something that I felt, and nobody else that's there, it's just Georgie and me. Well, then you do end up in a he said, she said situation, and that can be a little challenging to prove. And so sometimes it can't be done, but it will do whatever they want. Certainly in a sexual harassment space, it's probably doing and saying that with other people. And so the DSO can then kind of run an investigation and go, well, let me find out how much merit there is to this allegation. One must bear in mind that when we're talking about sexual harassment, which isn't criminal, it's civil, we would ultimately, if we were going to go down that road, go to a disciplinary inquiry, and the end game would be to terminate that person's membership at the club. They wouldn't be able to be a part of the club. They wouldn't be able to be a part of the competitions. They couldn't be a technical official, etc., etc. So we would expel them from the federation. Now,
what is the process? Sorry, Mark, if I can interrupt you there. What is the process from when you report this to your safeguarding officer? And this is just a little side note to say that the South African Equestrian Federation is looking for safeguarding officer volunteers in all provinces, male and female. But once you've reported it to the safeguarding officer, what is the chain of, just very briefly, what is the chain of command to how that gets escalated? And does it necessarily result in it going to the SAPS, for example?
Okay, so harassment it is so big. So as an example, I could say to you, Georgie, as an example, I could say, Georgie, I think you've got very pretty eyes. You may take offense to that.
I would never take offense to that, Mark. Flattery will get you. I'm joking. Wrong podcast.
Well, Mark is sick. But the reality is you may or may not. So it's very difficult to kind of go, when this is said, it is sexual harassment, because the sexual harassment lies with the person who's receiving it. So that's one level of sexual harassment behind you, and I put my hand under your top and I grabbed your boobs. Well, that's also sexual harassment. One could even push that as far as possibly sexual assault. Now, the truth of it is, if your question is, how do we deal with sexual harassment? Well, both of them. That is why trying to find the skill set in-house to deal with the reactive side is extremely difficult. And having somebody like the Guardian to assist,